Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Sade's Tarot Tea. So today I'm going to be doing a reading on Amy Winehouse. I've been kind of holding back doing this reading just because I feel like there were some pretty heavy stuff, as we all know, that Amy Winehouse had to go through and endure when she was on this earth. Her time walking on this earth, she didn't have, as we all know, she had a hard time with drugs and with the men she dated. So I'm kind of nervous to do this reading, to be honest with you guys, because I don't know what to expect while reading on her. So I've already done a pre-shuffle, and I've already done a pre-shuffle on her, and I'm gonna go ahead now and read her chart. So her sun is in Virgo, her moon is in Capricorn, her Mercury is in Virgo, her Venus is in Leo, her Mars is in Leo. And I don't know what her rising is in, so we're just gonna go with that. But just so you guys know, I will be looking down at my phone because when I pull on celebrities or anyone, I like to look at the chart first to get into their energy, and then I just keep shuffling until I feel like I can accurately read on them, okay? So let's get started. So the first thing that I'm hearing is Amy Winehouse is... This makes me feel very happy about this, because she, like I said, she had such a hard time with living, she had such a hard time living on this earth, and she had a lot, as like I said, as we all know, and she had a lot of demons that she was battling. But I'm hearing that there's spirit, and the door, and this is the door to spirit card, and so that is assuring me too that this is legit, that she actually is okay. Because I was wondering that, I was like, is she okay? I feel like Amy is good now. She has been set freed. That's the first thing I heard, was set free. I am free. I am free. I have been set free. So yeah, that is beautiful energy, to see that. She's very at peace right now. She's very more in tune with herself than she was when she was here on this earth. I don't know if Amy liked like birds or anything having to do with birds, but I keep paying attention to the bird. So I don't know if she comes to her family in the form of a bird. If anybody knows if she likes birds, let me know in the comments if you guys are like diehard Amy Winehouse fans. But anyway, what I'm mainly hearing is that I've been set free, because she was very addicted to not only drugs but the chaos in her life, and the chaos that men brought into her life, also the chaos that her family brought into her life. It was very hard for Amy on this planet to be peaceful. So I'm hearing now that she has passed away. May she rest in peace. I hear now that she is at peace, and she is seeing things from a more clear perspective. She has also, again, been set free from her past, her family ties that were affecting her. I just got the number 7 in my mind, so we'll see if that has to do with anything, if that comes out for me. And I just paid attention actually to the 37. There's of course, in 37 there's a 7. Yeah, I wonder if she was a life past 7. So, okay, appreciation in the reverse. This one came out, this one was the first card to pop out when I was pre-shuffling. One thing that really bothered Amy when she was here on this earth was Amy felt like she contributed to the music industry in a way that other singers weren't doing. And there's a part of her that can't seem to let go of the pain that society the pain that society put her through when she walked on this earth, and also like fans that kind of like turned their back on her because she couldn't get clean. She didn't feel like... She felt like she was being made a mockery of, and which a lot of people unfortunately did when she passed away. People were like, oh, it was really that serious. You really had issues on this earth, like that you couldn't deal with it. A lot of people I'm hearing thought that was having these, she was relapsing and doing all this stuff because she wanted attention, and that was far from it. I'm hearing spirit tell me that she didn't do this for attention. She really had things in her life that she was battling. That's not clear to me yet. We'll see if when I get more into this. But a lot of people, she's very upset by how a lot of which is what I said, so she can't let it go. A lot of people treated her like she was a laughing stock, like she was a joke, when she took her music very seriously. That was like the one thing that she wanted people to at least take her seriously for. And for the most part, you know, she did see her diehard fans, she did see people in the media taking her music seriously. But since she is a Virgo, she's very hard on herself. She was very hard on herself, moon in Capricorn. She loved to work hard, and she liked to prove people wrong. She didn't want to show people that they got the best of her. So what I'm hearing is that she would keep plucking away at her job. She would keep singing. She would keep devoting her time and energy to her money and to her music. Amy Winehouse wanted to so badly. I don't know what the relationship was like with her parents or her dad or her mom. And I don't know if she had any siblings, but she wanted to so badly be accepted by her family. A lot of times they outcasted her, you know, especially when they found out she had these addictions. They just like, it's sad, they like gave up on her. So she turned to looking for, you know, people to love her, for men to love her, women to love her, so she could get that love that she never had. So yeah, and guys, be patient with me. I'm sorry, I'm still getting into her energy. So yeah, so woman holding a heart. I keep looking at this card. Amy was someone that really wore her heart on her sleeve. Usually people could tell when Amy Winehouse wasn't okay. They could tell, the people around her could tell that she wasn't okay, like I just said. But I'm hearing more so as well that she put everyone else before herself. She always made sure to put other people first before herself, and this kind of led to her using, because she wasn't getting the same appreciation that she was putting out. So in a sense, she was kind of already giving up as it was, because all of the love and devotion that she would give towards her family or her friends or her people, that her fans or people that really rocked with her, she spent a lot of her time giving to those people. And it was really hard for Amy to pull away from those people, because she was Amy was an all or, what am I trying to say? She was an all or nothing type of person. Either she's all the way in or she's not. She never half-assed anything. She's like, either I'm in or I'm not. And unfortunately, this led to a lot of people using her with this Deceit card coming out. This led to a lot of people using her for her money, using her for her fame, using her for her connections, and I just heard family. Even her family was using her. And then they would use her and cast her out. Like, they wouldn't try to help her, or they wouldn't try to take her seriously. And in this lifetime, before Amy died, she just felt so unappreciated. In the music industry, I'm hearing, when she would hear about people laughing at things she was going through, she felt so unappreciated, and like no one really understood her. Yeah, and Amy had great sources of energy, of power within herself that I don't think she really was aware of until she left this earth. And then I'm hearing an angel came to her while she was passing. When the doors started to open, an angel came to her and said, you have to come to terms with your inner power, your inner strength. You need to connect yourself with your third chakra. You need to connect before you can move forward. And that was really hard for Amy because, and also I'm hearing you need to let go. You need to let go and cleanse yourself before you come into heaven. And there were, like I said, there were a lot of addictions, a lot of people, like I keep saying this, like they kept using her. They kept using her, and it got to the point, and using her for her good heart too. It got to the point where she didn't know she didn't know what to do anymore. Yeah, she didn't know what to do anymore because it was really hard for her to let go of the people that hurt her so badly, especially people that used her for her good name. Also, after Amy would help these people, they would run her name through the mud. They would run her name through the mud. They would make up lies about her, and they would set her up. Amy was always getting set up by people that she thought she could trust. And Amy had a lot of doors opening for her, a lot of opportunities coming towards her. Also, I'm hearing too, this is kind of weird that I just heard this. When Amy would have a dream, she would have a dream of her going through different doors. I don't usually get this for this card. That's interesting. She would go through Amy had a repeating dream, and in this dream she would walk in and out of certain doors, and she didn't know where she was going. She had a lot of dreams where she was running around a lot, and there were just rooms. So within this house there were just rooms, and she would keep running in these rooms and getting stuck in these rooms, and she didn't know how to get out of this one area that she was in. I mean, this one house that she was in. It took place in a house, a stream. It took place in a house, in this room. Like, she would just keep getting lost instead of going straight for, I take this as like her goal. She would keep getting lost, keep getting in her own way, keep having people like deceive her and put obstacles in her way. And unfortunately, like I said, she wasn't really happy on this earth, and she used drugs as a way to escape from that, and she drank as a way to escape from that. She also used sex as a way to try to escape. But she was such a loving person. She really would give her all to people. Amy was that type of person that would give you the shirt off her back. She was very loyal to the people that were in her life, but I'm hearing that they weren't loyal to her like she was loyal to them. So Amy a lot of times felt so alone. She felt so alone. She felt like nobody understood her, and she really felt like a misunderstood artist. And a lot of times I'm hearing also she would try to record like really dark songs, and her team would pull the songs, and they'd be like, please, no, we can't talk about that. And she's like, why not? It's and I hear her accent too. She's like, why not? It's what I want to talk about. It's what I'm going through. But they would jade her from talking about anything not happy, or they would let her record certain songs where she was being very truthful, but there was regulations. There was restrictions on it. Yeah. And also, Amy now is a lot more balanced. I keep getting this too. She's a lot more balanced than she was before. She really had to work through this. And also, I feel like an angel helped her work through this, because her mission in heaven is she comes in as someone who tries to provide balance for people, especially her family, and to heal them. So that was her whole thing for getting into heaven. Like that is something she needs to she has to work through in order to she had to pass over. In order to pass over, she had to work on gaining balance back into her life, or else she wouldn't have been able to go in fully into heaven, I'm hearing. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what Amy's personality is like. What is Amy's personality like? What is Amy's personality like? She's a lot more happier, guys. She's so much more happier. She's so freed from her demons. I'm telling you guys right now. She is so freed from her demons. Because they were eating her up. Like, it was bad. Yeah. She got the Sun card twice in the reverse. That's crazy. Okay, so... yeah, like I was saying before, Amy is someone that doesn't... she's not a... she had a hard time believing in herself. She had a very hard time believing in herself. She had a very hard time standing up for herself, getting what she wanted. And a lot of times, if she did try to get what she wanted, she would go about it the wrong way. Okay, the Eight of Wands is coming out, so let's see what else. Okay. So Amy, what do you want to say? There was a lot of secrets that Amy kept in, and a lot of emotions that she felt that she wasn't allowed to communicate. She wasn't allowed to express what she really wanted to sing about. She had such a big heart. I keep feeling that for her. She had such a big heart, and it was really hard for her to, in her music, get what she wanted to say out, because her music was a way of her communicating with people. It was a way of her understanding herself, and unfortunately, a lot of that, they tried to control a lot of that. The people that, her team basically, that would oversee her. And she was constantly like she was always waiting on someone. She was always making sure that other people around her were good. But I'm also hearing nobody ever like really checked in on her to make sure that she was okay. I feel like that's what she wants us to know. Nobody really checked on her to make sure that she was okay. And she also, growing up, she had the King of Cups is coming out in the reverse. She had a really tough childhood, very tough childhood. There's something, this doesn't make sense to me, so we'll see if something plays out, but there's something that's gonna happen where we're gonna, there's some stuff that's still gonna come out, I feel like, as well. I think I said this about Selena, but there's some stuff that's gonna come out about Amy that we're gonna understand her a lot better. We're gonna, especially when it comes to her family, there's a lot of things that, whether this is karma, I don't know, or whether this is us knowing the truth, justice will be served for her, because like I said, she had a lot of people that stole from her. She had a lot of people that used her, and Amy also willingly gave people money. She did, to help them, because like I said, she is such a caring and wholeheartedly giving person. But when Amy was younger, she didn't really have the ability to express herself. She didn't really get the chance to be a kid. She feels like she grew up way too fast. This must be what I'm hearing from her. But she feels like she grew up way too fast, and she also says that her dad wasn't there for her like she wanted him to be. He had a way about him where he didn't really want to keep his eye on her, and I feel like this goes for her mom too, her family. But she was always somebody that was really hard at work. She was always someone that made sure that she worked her butt off, to get what she wanted, because she did grow up not having a lot. So she would hold on and hoard everything that she had. I'm not hearing so much money. I'm hearing more so like if someone gave her something, she hoarded it. Like when Amy passed away, when they went to go search her apartment or her house, there was a lot of things in her apartment. There was a lot of things in her house that she collected. And unfortunately, her journey on this earth, you know, she didn't really feel like she got to do everything she wanted to do. She didn't feel like she got to fulfill everything she wanted to fulfill. But she couldn't get away from her demons. And I feel like also in heaven, they are helping her, helping to free her. She is getting justice in heaven. She is. That's amazing to see that. But her father was not there, and he was actually really absent from her life. He was the type of guy that would come and go as he pleased. So Amy ended up dating a lot of guys that would do that. She would wake up the next morning and they were gone. Like, they didn't stick around. She dated a lot of guys that were into drugs and loved their drugs, loved their addiction more than they loved her. So eventually Amy started to become like that. She would start to love her addictions, love her chaos more than she loved her family, more than she loved her family, but that was her escape. And I'm hearing that her family was never there for her anyway. Yeah, as I said, that the Five of Pentacles came out. Her family abandoned her when she was really young. I want to say like in her teens. She was young when she passed, but in her teens, early teens, they checked out. Either emotionally or physically, they checked out. So she never really felt like she had a connection with her father, and he was in her life, but he wasn't there. There was a lot of times that he was there and then he wasn't. So it's not like she didn't know him at all. He was there and then he wasn't. He was there and then he wasn't. And she would get in her way a lot as well. Like, she would start to make movement. Amy would start to make movement in certain things, in certain projects that she would go for, and as well with her recovery. She would start making progress, and then she would take like 5 steps back or 6 steps back and have to regain back what she lost. She had to do this a lot. 8 of Wands in the upright. She also couldn't cut ties with a lot of the bad people that were in her life. Like I said, she would start to walk away, but they would always find their way back into her life. Something's coming out about her money. This is her personality, but I feel like this is more so telling me about what she went through as well as her personality. But she would try to focus on her money, but a lot of things I'm hearing kept getting in the way of her making her money. 10 of Cups. She's a lot happier now though, guys. This is the second time the 10 of Cups came out. I had my Sun card out as well, in the reverse. She was not, like I said again, she was not happy on this earth. She was not happy, but now she is so freed right now. She feels so free. She feels anew again. Page of Pentacles. I feel like there's something about a will or some type, not contract, but some kind of, maybe they're gonna go to court about some money that Amy had left over, or I just heard painting, so I don't know if Amy was like really into like painting, but there are paintings that are in her house or in her apartment, or maybe were, because this is in the past, there were paintings and other knickknacks, because she liked to collect things. So there were knickknacks that she would collect, or paintings that she would collect, that a lot of that has money. There's value to those. Some of the stuff that she has in her house. So they're trying to legally figure out who gets what, because I don't know if Amy left a will. I mean, I'm thinking she didn't. She was so young. Or like maybe some letter before she passed away saying, in case something happens, you know, I want this to go to this person. I want this to go to that person. But does anybody know if Amy had any siblings? You know, let me know below. I just heard brother. Or someone that was like a brother to her. She wants the Eight of Wands came out again. She wants that to go to the paintings. She wants that to go to some guy that was like a brother to her, or was a brother, or was her brother. Pentacles. But the men, Amy loved love, and the men that she dated were the type that were very immature, and just they were not giving to her. They were very foot out, 1 foot in type of men. But she didn't know any different, unfortunately. She didn't know any different because, yeah, okay. Wow. I'll get to that, but she didn't know any different because she was so used to being so giving to the guys she dated. She didn't know any different. She wasn't able to identify when these guys were just using her. Did they actually love her, or were they just using her, or just anybody in her life, guy or girl, her family? She didn't know any different, unfortunately. She accepted it. And she was always so giving. She had to actually hold herself back a lot. But it wouldn't last long, unfortunately, because she had so many people around her that would deceive her. And before Amy left, I'm hearing too that she was so done with this earth. She was just so... honestly, Amy didn't care a lot of times if she lived or died. She didn't care. Death, yeah. The death card came out. I'm also hearing that she was a type of person that liked to do whatever she wanted when she wanted. She did not like people telling her what to do. That must be the Leo in her chart, because she has her Venus in Leo and her Mars in Leo, and her Moon in Capricorn. And Virgos can be like this too. She was trying to be very dependent. Independent. But a lot of times she kept relying on people to either keep her distracted from her demons, or they would help her escape. She kept wanting to escape. And the Emperor in the reverse. Yeah, this is her dad. He keeps coming out, the Emperor. So I don't think she had the best relationship with her father. I'm hearing he was in and out of her life. They would at times communicate, but he was never really around the way she wanted him to be. He was never around the way she wanted him to be. And also her life, I don't believe Amy will, I don't think she has to come back. I think her journey on this earth is done. And if you guys believe in that, I believe that her journey on this earth is done. And they're actually having her learn spiritually, which is helping her a lot. And that's why she's also being freed, because she is having to learn a lot through the angels that are guiding her. Also, Amy was the type of person, and this is, I feel like, her personality as well. She was the type of person that welcomed change, but at the same time, it like scared her. It scared the crap out of her. But she was also always someone that liked to go out and do things. She liked to go out and travel and do her own thing. She didn't like being held down for too long. Amy always had her guard up as well. She always had her guard up. She always had, even though people like got away, like some got away with deceiving her, but it wasn't because there was a part of her that tried to be naive, but it wasn't fully because she was naive. It was because, you know, she wanted to so badly be loved and to give people the benefit of the doubt. But unfortunately, even though her guard was up, she would still get her heart broken. She would still go through heartache and pain. And, that doesn't mean just because we have our guard up, it doesn't mean we'll never get hurt. But she put her guard up, I'm hearing, towards the wrong people, the wrong types of people. She would shut out and welcome the ones, she would welcome the people that shouldn't have been in her life, that were dangerous for her. Because there was something about Amy that she was very into bad boys. She liked dating bad boys a lot. Some guys that were sweet would try to step to her, and she was like, not interested. She tried to not date. She tried to not date immature guys. She would try to stay away from the bad guys, the bad boys, and put her guard up. But a lot of times it didn't work, because she would start getting brokenhearted right away. She also dated guys that, she was really binded to her hurt. Before she passed away, she really was binded to her hurt. She had to learn to strip this away from herself. She had to learn to get rid of these demons that were in her closet, because it was so hard for her to pass over. It was hard because there were a lot of people on this earth that she still cared about. One, two, she had to let go of a lot of things that she was holding on to. And I don't think normally it works that way. They might have to come back and relearn on this earth, but I'm hearing Amy doesn't have to do that for some reason. I'm not sure why. But she dated guys that were so unstable for her. She had to financially support them, but she could also barely hold a job. She could barely hold money herself. She had a really hard time with that. But she was someone that still sought balance. She tried to balance her personal life and her music, because both were, especially her love life, both were equally important to her. And a lot of times she put men before herself, knowing that they weren't right for her. Yeah, I'm not going to say that she played dumb, but she kind of, I don't want to say dumb, but she played naive because she wanted love so bad. So she knew these guys were basically a piece of crap. But she would try to not get attached, and she does have her Venus in Leo. So it's not like she had her Venus in water, but still, like, she would get so attached. And she, like I said before, she was the type of person that was either all in or not. There was no in between with her. And a lot of times, Amy ended up looking like, I don't want to say dumb, but she ended up looking like a fool, because she would give these guys the benefit of the doubt. And she would try to make it work with them, even though people around her were telling her don't. But she was very hard-headed. Like, that's what I admire that about her. She was very hard-headed. She's like, I'm gonna do what I want. I will listen. Because she wasn't like, like a fire sign outwardly, like, I'm gonna do what I want. She was just kind of like, okay, I'll hear you, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I want. Yeah. There were a lot of opportunities too that Amy really wanted to go for, that she saw herself doing, and she wanted to try everything before she left this earth. She wanted to balance everything in her life. She tended to, when she was working, she tended to overwork herself a lot. She really overworked herself. So let's see if anything else comes out. This reading is already getting long. Let's see. Oh, actually, you know what, guys? I do know her rising sign. It's Gemini. Yeah. Yeah, Amy also, I think I said this, she was addicted to sex. She was addicted to sex. She had a lot of addictions. She was addicted to sex, and she was addicted to gaining validation from people. And it makes sense because she has her Venus in Leo. She never really got it at home. She didn't get validation at home. There wasn't a lot of people around Amy that, like I said, really talked her up. She had insecurities. The Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands just came out. Also, Amy had a very fiery personality. Like, you wouldn't think she was an earth sign. She had it, especially in her love life. She was not only very sexual, but she was very outspoken. Even though, like I said, she has her Mercury in Virgo, and Mercury Virgos try to watch what they say. They can be very outspoken as well, but not like a fire sign, but they can be very outspoken. And she was someone that liked to feel first, do first, and then deal with the consequences later. And a lot of times when she would get intimate with the guys she was with, she had a really hard time walking away. That's when she had the worst time walking away. Because a lot of her relationships didn't serve her. A lot of what Amy would get herself into didn't serve her. And this caused a lot of pain in her life, a lot of moping and wanting what she couldn't have. She liked going for guys and women even that she liked going for guys that and women that were unavailable in certain ways, or they treated her like crap. She liked it. There was a part of her that she found it exciting. But then when she would get into it, she would quickly start seeing that, or feeling sad. She would quickly start feeling sad or seeing that it wasn't working out. But it was so hard once she was intimate with these people. It was so hard for her to walk away. It was really hard for her. Four of Cups. Yeah. She always wanted what she couldn't have type of energy I get from her. But there is so much more that we don't know about her, but she actually would prefer it that way. She would prefer it that way. Nine of Swords. She dated guys too that weren't really good at communicating, and I think Amy also had a hard time of communicating. Also, I don't know why I just heard this, but she liked having spontaneous sex. She liked doing things out in public. I don't know why I just heard this, but she liked doing things out in public. Like where she almost could get caught. Like she liked that. She also liked being very sexual out in public too. So I don't know if there's pictures. I'm gonna try to insert some pictures here of her kissing people out in public. If it's not, I'm just gonna cut this and not put it up there. But yeah. But yeah, she had a really hard time with her love life. That was a big thing for her. That's what I keep pulling from her. Five of Wands in the reverse. She wasn't the confrontational type either. She would just, again, a waiting card, Seven of Pentacles. She waited a lot on things to grow. So I don't know if before Amy overdosed or before she died, if she had a lot of things on the table that she was waiting on to come to pass. But she kept having to go to rehab. She would come out, and then she kept living in this type of karmic cycle. She kept living in it. So I keep saying this, like I said, so when she passed, they really had to help her break that. The angels and God and everyone had to help her in heaven that were around her had to help her break that cycle. And she's still doing it. It's an everyday process type of energy. Even in heaven, it's an everyday process, I'm hearing. Which I didn't know, of course, because I'm not up there. But Five of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, she wasn't someone, I keep feeling that she was not the fighting type, but she also was, if she needed to, she would stand up for herself. She had no problem doing that. She would check right away. But she didn't like showing that side of herself. But yeah, guys, that was my reading on Amy Winehouse. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope when I watch this back, this made sense. It was kind of hard pulling on her because, I feel like it's been a while since she's passed away, and she is living peacefully. So let's just keep praying that I'm seeing that, you know, we should just keep praying for her, that she is able to still fully heal and get deeper and deeper into heaven. That's what I feel for her. Like, she needs to break even more that karmic cycle that she's carrying with her, and the grudges and the hurt that she's carrying with her. So guys, that was my reading, like I said, on Amy Winehouse. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and if you like what you see, subscribe. I'm gonna be posting daily videos soon, so hopefully when things start slowing down for me. But I'm glad you guys are liking the videos so far. Thank you for all, like I said, all of the support, and love and light, guys. Bye.